Hello, everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me. I see we got some amazing people in the chat box. Jennifer, Chris, Sherry. Hello, hello. So if somebody could kindly chat in the chat box and let me know that you can hear me, that would be really helpful. And then we'll get started. We're so excited to be here. Hello, Sherry in Edmonton, Canada. Awesome. You know Sherry?
Yes.
Yay! Oh, hi, Angie. Welcome, Sherry. We're so glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. Can you hear us? Somebody could just let us know. Jennifer and Chris, I see you guys are here. We'd love to say hello to you, and if you could let us know where you live, that'd be great. Perfect. Thank you, Sherry, for letting me know. Sometimes I do these webinars and I'm not quite sure if people can even hear me, and then I'm blabbering on and who knows. So fabulous. Thank you for that confirmation. All right, guys, so we're going to get started first with a meditation.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Thanks for chiming in or dialing in or however you get here internet-wise. My name's Angie Lopez. I am a Chopra certified Primordial sound meditation instructor, and I am going to lead a short, probably 4-minute meditation because we have so much to talk about. So first, I want everyone to just close your eyes. And let's take 3 deep breaths, but just breathe in through your nose. So, and then exhale through your nose, just through your nose, in and out. Let's do one more big in through your nose and out through your nose. Okay, so I'm going to say some questions, and these questions are just starting a dialogue. So as I say them, the mind always tries to answer them, but just, don't let it take over. Just start the dialogue. So the first question is, who am I? Who am I? Could be the physical, could be the ethereal. Just introduce the question. Don't force any answers. Who am I? What do I really, really, really want? Again, don't force anything. Just think about what the deepest parts of you really want. What is my purpose? And again, don't have to have answers, whatever comes to mind. Just starting the conversation about what is your purpose, the uniquely original thing that you do best. And the last question is, what am I grateful for? And again, could be anything, material, physical, spiritual. Just start the dialogue. Now, I'm going to introduce a mantra, and I'll repeat it a couple of times out loud. And what I want you to do is to just repeat it in your head and just let it come naturally. No need to force it. Just let it come in your head, almost as if you're hearing it. And today's mantra is going to be Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi, which means I am the universe. So repeat your mantra in your head. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. Just repeat it in your head. I'll watch the time and then I'll ring a bell when we're done. Aham Brahmasmi. 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 Continue to repeat your mantra. Okay, whenever you're ready, open your eyes. And we did just about 4 minutes connecting with yourself. So I hope that just those 4 simple minutes helped to give you a little bit of space in your day. Space for yourself.
That was awesome. Thank you. When you said, who am I? My body just like relaxed. I'm like, oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
To connect with yourself just a moment. Your body's like, here I am. Your soul's like, here I am.
Yeah, thanks for paying attention.
Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for acknowledging what is actually running your entire being is your soul.
Thank you for that. That was beautiful. Yay! I hope you guys enjoyed that amazing led meditation by Angie. And then just checking on who joined us in the webinar room. So I still see Jennifer and Chris. We'd love to hear from both of you if you're able to let us know where you live so that we can say hello. And so Angie just introduced herself a little bit, but I want to make sure you guys know who this amazing, phenomenal woman is and the whole reason behind us doing this webinar together. My intention, first and foremost, for this time together is to support Angie in just shining her radiance, this beautiful journey that she's been through. It's so important that we connect to each other's stories and inspire each other when we're going through tough times. And Angie has no doubt made it through like a phoenix transformation through the fire. And I have been here to witness that. And most importantly, she's come out the other side and now has this beautiful, big, meaningful dream that I cannot wait for her to share with you guys. It's so exciting. And she's taken the bold step to come with me to Bali on my transformational women's retreat called the Radiance Recharge as part of this whole healing process and transformation and a next level step towards her big, meaningful dreams. So that's just a few of the amazing things of an overview of Angie, but I want you guys to really get from my heart level who she is to me. And Angie is just pure sunshine, like absolute pure sunshine. We've been part of a women's group together for the past, I keep screwing up the time frame.
It's either 5 or 6 years.
Something like that. Quite a few years. So we both live here in Las Vegas. We're in Angie's beautiful home. But we have got to grow together. And
Yes.
One thing that I know about Angie that I connect so deeply with you on is your ability to just love. Like you're such a lover. And so I can't wait for these amazing people to receive your love today and inspiration from your story. We need to hear from each other so that we can really understand that anything's possible. So that's my intention for today. Do you have any intention that you'd like to?
Yes. My intention is to share for the first time live about my big dream that I'm already have started taking steps to accomplish, but also to just inspire women, this group of women that I know in this town, and not even just in this town, just my overall people that support me. It just feels so good. Just feels so good to love people without any expectations and to just take something that was a 2-year medical journey and it end up in this big dream.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect this at all.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. I think it's so important that we, as presenters, but really as a community, set these intentions so that we receive what we want to receive, right? So that's a big thing in life as we're kind of discovering what we really, really want. As I say, shedding the shoulds, so letting go of all those societal expectations, really uncovering what is our big, meaningful dream, or like you were just saying in the meditation, like what is my purpose? that really is your big meaningful dream, comes out of knowing your purpose, but we don't create space to really let that shine through. And so you helped us do a little bit of that today. So I just wanted to really lace that through of why we set intentions and how important it is. That's the first step. And then we take the action, right? So Sherry says, yes, she is. Inspires me all the time. Great meditation, Ange. It was great to meditate with you again.
Thank you.
Yay.
Sherry is a fellow Chopra Center Primordial Sound Meditation instructor, and I was so blessed to have met Sherry. This is pre my medical issue. I don't know if it's probably 3 years ago when I went to my first Chopra event, and I'm still in touch with her and many of the other ladies. It's just phenomenal. Yes.
Wow. And Jennifer, hello, Angie and Jess. It's Jennifer in LA.
Ooh.
Not sure I can stay on the entire time, but wanted to support you all and be live at least for a few. Love you both. We love you too, Jen.
Love you.
We love you. So Jen used to be part of our women's group here in Las Vegas as well before she journeyed off to LA and like manifested all of her dreams to go to Africa. And then last year, Jen actually went on the Radiance Recharge with me to Bali. So it's kind of cool how there's all of these women that are craving more meaning, really moving towards their big meaningful dreams together. We're in this together in sisterhood.
Yes.
So speaking of that and sisterhood and community, I want to make this really interactive. So for those of you who maybe just joined, make sure to let us know that you're here and say hello. We want to love you up. And if you have a question or you have a comment, just continue to chime in the chat box because we want to hear from you. So Jennifer says, most amazing trip ever, vacation for the soul.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I love it. Yay, Jen. Thanks for chiming in about that. So the way that this conversation is going to go is we want to share. I want to support Angie in sharing her story. So I'm going to let her talk a little bit about just this journey she's been on over the past year and really get the first time to have the space, aside from the beautiful shares that you've done on Facebook, to be on video and share and inspire people in your story. And then after that, we'll reveal what her big meaningful dream is. And then we'll talk about why she decided to go to Bali and what that means for her. And then for those of you who are interested, I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about my Bali retreat that is so much more than a vacation. For those of you who are wanting to take the next step in your soul's journey and do it in a fabulous location with amazing women, transformational activities, my support, my coaching, and so much more. So you'll get to hear a little bit more about that too. So we hope that you hang with us for this entire time.
Okay, so in April 8th, 2014, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And of course, you can just imagine it's just a total shock. I'm a dietitian, and so I eat really healthy. I exercise. You know, it was really hard to believe that I had breast cancer. We didn't have a family history, and I had 3 normal mammograms. So I happened to have felt a lump in my breast, and so I went to go get it checked. So going through that journey, I gave myself 30 days to try to change the outcome naturally. So I really I had like a lot of nutritional supplements. I used vitamin C injections. Like I really thought, because initially it was stage 1 breast cancer. So I thought, okay, well, you know, it hasn't spread. It's not very big. You know, I can maybe try to do some things. Well, after 30 days, it actually got bigger. So then I agreed to get a double mastectomy. So when I got my double mastectomy, they tested the tissue, and it was actually stage 3 breast cancer. And it did spread in 13 lymph nodes. So I was told right after a major surgery that I have to do chemotherapy and radiation. So it was a very big shock coming out of surgery to have to even imagine any of this stuff. So I told the universe before, when I got diagnosed with cancer, I'm okay, I'll accept that I have cancer, but I'm not going to do chemotherapy and I'm not going to do radiation. Well, I guess making a deal with the universe, I don't know, did not work out. So that was really tough. But I had, so my family came out, and a friend of mine from from grammar school actually came out. And what I was most scared about with chemotherapy was the looking sick. You know, you see the people, they just look like they're close to death. And that was like my biggest fear. So here in Las Vegas, after I found out that it was stage 3, I would go to the oncology centers and I would walk past the chemo rooms, and it just like scared the crap out of me. The walls were white. It was like concentration camp, you know, like it was really just scary. So I just told the oncologist, well, if you guys paint the room and, you know, put some curtains up, I might consider getting chemotherapy here. And she thought I was crazy, and she ordered a psychiatric evaluation.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I never knew that.
Yes.
Oh my God. Are you? Wow.
I'm serious. So, you know, I'm only 43. And so having to go through this, I didn't want to be on top of people. So I decided, a friend of mine said to me, why don't you just go back to Chicago? So Chicago is where I'm from, and you know, you could get better medical treatment. Plus I have my family there. So when she said that, that felt right. Yeah. Why don't I just go? Why am I going to stay here in miserable circumstances when I don't need to? So when I made that decision, everything fell into place. I found somebody to take over my practice. I upgraded my health insurance. I got an appointment at the number 3 breast cancer facility in the nation at Northwestern Memorial on July 1st. Everything just happened. So I left Vegas. It was over the summer, so I did get to bring Alex, my 9-year-old son, and I went to Chicago for chemotherapy. I am blessed that I was able to stay with my sister, who took care of me. She drove me to all my appointments, which was about a 2-hour drive one way. She stayed with me during my chemotherapy appointments. At this woman's breast cancer center, you had private rooms, and if it wasn't private, it was semi-private, like you separate with a curtain, and it was painted, and it was pretty, and it was women my age. It wasn't scary. It was not a scary ordeal. Like, I felt safe. I felt taken care of because I had my sister there. And then I also reconnected with all my high school and grammar school friends. They all came out of the woodwork to support me. So if my sister wasn't there, then one of my real great friends were there. So I always felt well taken care of. So I did 4 months there, and I did lose my hair. So this is my hair growing back. This is a year and a half later.
Gorgeous.
But yeah, but even losing my hair, there was actually kind of freeing. I don't know. It's just like, you know, it certainly saves time getting ready.
We get so attached to
Yeah,
our hair
we do.
too, right?
We get attached to the hair, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, me and Alex, my son, cried for like 10 minutes, and then, you know, it was totally fun. Like, we totally laughed 15 minutes later. So, but overall, going there to Chicago, I had some real great moments, and I had some real hard moments. Like, halfway through my treatments, when it was fall and Alex had to come back to go to school here in Vegas and I was still in Chicago, I had a real dark moment where I caught a cold, and the cold turned into pneumonia, and I was planning a surprise trip to come back and see my son, and I couldn't go because I caught pneumonia. And when I went to the emergency room, my sister was with me. In that moment when I had pneumonia, I felt like my body was shutting down. Like I felt like what people imagine how hard chemo can be is I felt it in that moment, like, oh my God, my body's shutting down. But what happened was I was hospitalized, but I met the chaplain at the hospital, and I told her my story. I was just bawling my eyes out. How can this happen? I need to go see my son. I haven't seen him. I had this, just on and on about the story. The pneumonia, the chemo, and we prayed. And later that night, in the middle of the night, I literally woke up and I heard the song playing. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna get it. Yeah,
Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child. I woke up from a dead sleep, like literally heard that song as if it was playing on a radio right next to me. And in that moment, I said, yes, I am a survivor. And everything shifted. So through that, I mean, how does that happen? I mean, for me, I feel like through a real dark time, God always is there on my back. God always has my back. And having that chaplain there, we are still in connection, me and that chaplain. Mm-hmm. Every time I go back to Chicago, I go visit her. She like spoiled Alex at the gift store, like she never, that was the first time she got to meet him, but like I'm still in connection with that lady. Wow. Because she lifted me up, and then I had such a magical moment in the middle of the night, and everything shifted. I didn't feel sorry for myself anymore. I felt okay. Yes, you can be a survivor. You don't have to pass away. Like you think when you get cancer, you're gonna die, and the chemo just makes you look sicker. But that was just a real magical moment. So I'm really grateful. And how I know that comes about is through meditation. Every day I ask those questions: who am I? What do I really want? What's my purpose? And what am I grateful for? Every day I sit with those 4 questions. And I really believe that moment was due to my meditation practice. It was me reminding me, you got this, girl. You just because you're in a hospital bed doesn't mean you're passing on to the other side. You can do this. You can get through it. So that was a real magical kind of turning point in my life, where I actually felt, okay, yeah, you can get through this.
What is it? Who am I?
What do I really want? Or what do I want? Yeah,
I like really. And I say
really,
it twice, which I really, really want.
Yes.
Yeah. What do I really want? What is my purpose?
What is my purpose?
And what am I grateful for?
And what am I grateful for?
Yes. So you guys write this down. I'm typing it in the chat box. And use these questions.
They're really magical. Before I got breast cancer, I was already practicing meditation for a year. So it was a great practice to have. And honestly, I know I wouldn't have come out as well as I did if I wasn't meditating. I continued meditating, and I actually increased it, because when I was going through treatments, I wasn't working. So I just had plenty of extra time. Yeah. But I increased it to like 2 30-minute increments. And honestly, going through the chemo, besides that pneumonia, I never got sick after chemo. I was a little bit tired. I was hungry, but I never got nauseous. I never threw up, never had headache, never had any of the side effects. So that is, a testimony, I think, to good nutrition and meditation.
That's amazing. So I'm feeling like maybe we asked them, are you guys going difficult right now? And it could be emotional, it could be physical, like what Angie went through, but really you went through emotional and physical.
Yes.
It was like everything, you know? So pain is pain, and from my perspective. And so whether you're going through heartbreak or some sort of medical challenge, we would love for you to share with us here. And what happens when we do share is we connect, right? Just like Angie connected with that chaplain and was able to just share and release it. And it sucks.
So good.
Like, this is a space where we can just say, it sucks. And when we do that, when we acknowledge that it sucks, then we can move through. What's your perspective on
it was
that?
less than 24 hours. Like I had to have met her. It was early in the morning that I got admitted. It was maybe 10 a.m. And then that night at 3 in the morning. So, I mean, it was in less than 24 hours by releasing, crying, telling her every heartache that I had. I get woken up by spirit to say, you're a survivor.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna
work
harder.
I'm gonna work harder.
So yes, please share with us in the comment box, you know, if you're going through something emotional, physical, whatever it is. We just want to know your pain right now and love you up a bit. And then I also want to acknowledge Chris is here, and she says, I'm in Las Vegas.
Yay,
awesome, Chris. You know who Chris is?
I don't know who Chris is, but
yay, Chris.
But send us some info.
Let us know
we
if
love,
you-
we'd
yeah.
love to hang out with you. Thanks for joining.
Sure. And since you are in Las Vegas, Chris, we'll just pause to say that Angie has a meditation class coming up.
I
Do you want
do.
to share some of that?
I am going to be teaching primordial sound meditation. So those 4 questions are actually part of it, but you get your own personalized mantra that actually is a result of a vibration that the earth was making when you were born. So at the primordial sound meditation, I have to know your date of birth, where you were born, and the time, because you have your own mantra. So
Ooh.
we do those questions, but you also have your own mantra. Your mantra is really the vehicle that brings you into yourself. And I truly believe that my life is a result of those questions. And whether we ask them or not, for me, my life is a result of those questions. And I really think everybody's life is a result of those questions, whether you ask them or not. What's happening on the outside really is a reflection of what's going on the inside. So for me, you know, getting cancer, okay, what the hell's wrong with me on the inside that I've now got cancer on the outside? That was really hard to kind of grasp. And I was angry for a while, but when I had that release, things really did shift. And then after my chemo, I came back to Las Vegas, and then I had to do radiation, and I had to do 44 treatments. So big when I just say it.
Wow. That's a lot.
Of radiation. Okay, now radiation, that's a whole nother ball game. Radiation. So imagine sitting on a kind of, you know what a stretcher is? Like a real tiny, like barely your ass can even fit on it. Like a steel thing like this big. And machines just going around you. Look, it's like looking at you like a cyborg, then, you know, radiating you. It was, I cried for the entire treatment for, I don't know, maybe the first 2 weeks, because I was just like, how the hell did I get myself in these shoes where I am allowing a machine to radiate me? And by the way, I had to do a special breathing treatment during radiation because my cancer was on the left side. And so the radiation could damage my heart. So I had to sit there and hold my breath the moment they were going to hit the button so that my heart didn't get radiated. Now, I'm so lucky that I found a radiologist who could do that here because it's not a common practice. But another thing about Northwestern is that they told me all this stuff. So even though I still wasn't in Chicago, I felt like they told me exactly what to do. So what to look for, what to ask for. And also because of Northwestern, I got enrolled in a research study that they're testing a drug that they're using now when cancer comes back. And the study is to use it before you get cancer back, right? Duh, kind of makes sense. But now they're using that drug, they're studying that drug to see if it can prevent cancer from coming back. So I know that I have been getting that drug, even though it's a double blind, nobody knows if you're getting it, but I know that I am getting it because my liver enzymes went up and I gained weight, which are the side effects. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure that I am getting the drug. But again, I wouldn't have found out about that study if it wasn't Northwestern. Mm-hmm. So I'm really grateful. Chicago was the right answer for me.
Yeah. And we just have to say, too, you're cancer-free.
I am cancer-free.
You're cancer-free.
I have been cancer-free since after chemotherapy. Before I even did radiation, I was cancer-free. But it was just like insurance policy, make sure that it doesn't come back because that's where it originated from. So
I want to dig a little more into your mindset, because witnessing you going through this was just amazing. And I think this is really going to help the people watching no matter what they're going through. But first, did you want to share your details for your meditation class?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I got totally sidetracked. Okay. April 10th and April 17th from 1 to 4 p.m.
Okay. April 10th and 17th.
And 17th.
They have to attend both?
Yes, because it's learning. You learn your mantra. You get there's a ceremony. You learn about meditation, and then session 2, we meditate together, and then we do some more how ins and outs and how to do's, type things. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be 1 to 4. And if you're interested, you can find me 2 ways. You can go Angie Lopez RD@gmail.com, or you can go to www.yourdietitian, which dietitian is DIETITIAN LV.com.
Okay.
And you can go there and you can find me too. So please, yes, we're going to talk about my big dream, but this is one of them. Teaching meditation, because it had such an impact on me, just even before I got that thing going, the medical issue, I don't like to even say the word anymore, but before I got that, I was already meditating, and I had an idea that I wanted to teach it, and then I got that medical thing. I was already signed up to go to the teachers thing, but then I got that medical thing, so I had to cancel. But then it just enforced more. Yes, you need to teach this. So yes, if you are in Las Vegas and you want to come learn a specific style of meditation that we learned at the Chopra Center, it's very, ancient, beautiful practice. Yes, we would love to have you.
So I typed that into the chat box. If for some reason you are watching this and you can't see it, again, you can go to yourdietitianlv.com to find more information for Angie's class, which is April 10th and 17th here in Las Vegas. So I also want to acknowledge that we have a new person joining us, Diana. Hello, Diana. We would love to hear from you in the chat box. Let us know where you live. We want to say hello and support you. So I know nobody's chimed into the chat box about, the pain that you're going through, and that's okay. Again, I just gently request that if you are, and this is where the healing happens.
Exactly.
Right?
And no question is going to offend me, hurt me, bother me. I am very open. I'm very authentic. And we haven't even finished my story, but I am a better, stronger, more amazing, more beautiful lady than before. How the hell does that happen? How does that happen?
She's totally transformed. Not that she wasn't amazing before, but it's just like this whole new glow.
It is. I thought I was, on the right track. Everything's great. My life is just wonderful. And now I've gone, how could I possibly get better? Well, now I've gone to another level, and I can't believe it. I mean, I really just can't believe that now I wake up and I'm not thinking about that medical issue anymore, which when you're going through it, I mean,
It's your
every
life,
morning,
right?
every morning that would be, oh shit, I got cancer. Just the starting your day like that sucks.
Mhm.
So I haven't thought about it since, a couple of months. I did go through a little downtime, which we're going to talk about, that kind of propelled me to this thing. Should I tell them about that?
Yeah, well, first I want to acknowledge Diana says she's from San Diego.
Oh,
and
yay!
She says you look great.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So what I want to reflect that I think will help everyone is I saw you go through most of this.
She did.
Not all of it, because you were in Chicago for
Right.
so long. But what never ceased to amaze me, and I always knew you were going to get better. I just knew because of your mindset. Like, you were scared, but you weren't afraid to just say it. You didn't keep it all inside, and you leaned on us, your sisterhood and circle of support here. And you were like, fuck you, right? Like, I'm gonna survive. So that to me was so amazing, and one of the clearest reasons why I know you're like not only surviving, you're thriving, and even more radiant. Now you have this big meaningful dream. So do you have anything that you could share with them of like, how did you get to that place where you were able to have that mindset?
I really think that I've always been a positive person, but the day for me when I had to accept that I had to get my boobs cut off, literally suck the tissue out, that was hard. But honestly, that morning, this was my first major surgery. I've never had surgery, but honestly, that morning, you guys were all there before they roll you into the surgery room. I honestly felt somebody touch my shoulder like this, and I heard, you're going to be okay. So, I mean, how did I keep going? What was in my mindset? God was always in my mindset. And, it's easy to just say, it was easy for me to say, yeah, God comes first. I'm very spiritual. But to have those moments of somebody touch you when there's nobody there, and to be woken up from your sleep with a song that the words are exactly what I needed to hear for what I was going through. I mean, I'm so honored by God's touch. And even to go through this experience, now I know it was for my greater good. My life is about to change completely, and it's a result of what I've been through. So
that's amazing. So, and I totally feel the positivity, because I know you're like that, and I'm like that too. We can always kind of see the brighter side, even when we're in the darkness. But what about for people who are like, well, that's great, Angie, but I don't feel God, or I'm not in touch with that. Is there like any one thing that you could say to them or suggest, just really so we can be helpful?
Well, for me, I know mine's a result of meditation, because I didn't have experiences that intense with God until I started meditating. So for me, it's taking that time to start your day with you and asking the dialogue, what are the things that excite me? What is my purpose? What am I grateful for? To start the day like that, even while you're going through cancer, to still start the day with that intention to talk to yourself, and then beautiful events just happen. People show up to support you. That's not coincidence. That's all. So if you want to experience God and you're going through something, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, it's
saves my bacon daily too, Sherry says.
She says what?
Diana, meditation rocks.
Oh, synchro destiny, yes.
Saves my bacon daily too.
Yes.
So.
Oh, it's Diane. Oh, no way. Hi, Diana.
They're both Chopra Center.
They are, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
beautiful.
amazing. So meditation, centering within yourself, you know, no matter what you're going through. One of the things that I love that you now say, because I'm a self-care coach, so I'm all about people putting themselves first and really getting why that matters, that when we fill our own cup, we can give the overflow to the world, step more into our big, meaningful dreams. And we just have such a hard time accepting that as women. We do, because we're taught to serve and put ourselves last. And, you know, but Angie has such a beautiful perspective on this now. Do you want to share? Like, because even she was at a vision boarding party at my house this last week, and one of the girls was talking about, you know, how hard it is to put yourself first. And what did you say? You were like, I'm cured of that.
Yeah, exactly. I am cured. I can't remember exactly what I said, but yeah, I gave that up a long time ago. You know, another thing about getting a medical issue, it is all about you. Sorry. Yes. My life is about me. It goes God, Angie, Alex, who's my son, but I'm even ahead of my son because I have to be. Now, taking care of yourself. All these appointments. You know how much time I've spent at a doctor's office in these last 2 years? Probably a quarter of my time has been at doctor's offices. And now that I'm going to be done, it was my last injection today, but like I'm going to be done with the whole study on the 18th. I'm going to have more free time. Thank you. I don't have to go sit in the doctor's office. So I'm grateful.
So what would you say for, you know, those of us who maybe haven't gone through a big medical thing, like, because my intention is to have women get that it shouldn't take this big catastrophic event for you to get this. And it breaks my heart that we have to be forced, you know, through burnout, through adrenal fatigue, through divorce, stress, a crisis, I don't know, whatever it is that you might be going through. So what would you say to the people that maybe haven't experienced something as, you know, up leveling as you did?
Yeah. So I would say, you know, again, meditation is going to help you get to where you want to go. And you don't realize that sitting down meditating is actually going to help you get where you want to go. You think you have to do all this stuff and make a million lists and a million to-do lists and call all these people when you meditate and you're communicating with the universe, you don't have to make anything happen. I don't have to make anything happen. My big dream came to me, and already in a very short period, I've already had people saying they want to help. And I didn't make a to-do list. I didn't think about what do I have to do. I just meditated and know that it's going to happen.
I love that. And that rings so true for me, because one of the things that I had to learn and that I teach my clients and the women who come to Bali with me is be good enough. Like, just being is okay. Like, we feel like we have something to prove and we always got to be busy. And if we're just being, that's the truest state you can ever be in.
That's where the magic happens, in my opinion, is when you are being open, when you're being authentic. And I always told God, you know, how can I serve more? And, you know, right before I got diagnosed with cancer, I was having that dialogue with God, like, okay, I surrender. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Just let it come, you know, just I'll do it. Yes. Whatever you want me to do, I honor you because you've given me so many great gifts. And then I get cancer. I was like, you know, but 2 years later, it's, you know, I really am happier and I'm better than I was. And when I tell you my dream and you see the excitement on my face, I really understand that I had to go through this in order to really make my dream happen. And so while you're going through it, it sucks. And I knew there was a purpose, because otherwise, why the hell would I be going through it? But I never could see it. And now that I do see, I had to go through this. Like, you had to do this because your dream of helping in this way, you have got to have known what it's like. So I'm not mad at God anymore. I'm
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah,
I'm grateful for getting cancer.
that's amazing. I don't know if I would be like this woman has been through everything that you've been through. One thing that came to me while you were saying that is something that's helped me anytime I'm going through something tough is, and instead of wondering why is this happening to me, shift the question to why is this happening for me?
Yes.
And so for me, I've used that through lots of heartbreak, through my first failed business, lots of heartbreak. I've used that a lot. So no matter what you're going through, that might be a question that would help you as well. Why is this happening to me? It's why is this happening for me? And I know it's hard to get to that place.
Yeah. It is always for you, even though you can't see it. But the more you say, why is this for me? I think the quicker you can really start saying that, the quicker you get the answer.
Yeah. Did you ever have one of those moments where you're like, why is this happening for me?
Yes.
Yeah. You asked it a lot. Yeah. And then now
I know why it's happening.
So we're gonna share with you now. First, we want to say Diana and Angie. These are your your girls.
She's
amazing, an amazing mom. We love you. It's a Chopra Center reunion. I love it. And Jen,
thanks,
wow, so many different emotions listening to you, Angie. Happiness, excitement, teary-eyed. Wow, you are such an inspiration.
Thanks, Jennifer.
You are.
Really.
So, what do you think? You ready to share?
Ready.
Okay, so first I have to say, I gotta be the first one to hear about this.
Yeah.
I'm so ecstatic. So
Me too.
Morning that Angie and I were scheduled, because all the women who are interested in coming on the Radiance Recharge Transformational Retreat with me, I required to do a call with me, because it's more a process of you getting really clear on why do you want to go? So I don't just automatically let anybody come. I need to make sure you're a fit and that I can serve you and that you have a reason for wanting to come on this spiritual journey. And so Angie calls me and is like, guess what? I have to tell you before we start talking about this Bali retreat. And then she tells me her amazing vision. I just got chills over my entire body. So I will let you take it away.
So October 31st, I got this is 2015 that just passed. I got my breast reconstruction. So breast reconstruction is they actually took fat out of my belly and put some real fat tissue in my breast along with the implants. Well, for some reason that knocked me on my ass, and it took me quite a while to recover physically and emotionally. My dog passed away on the day I went to California, so I wasn't here. But anyway, for some reason, which I know now, but for some reason, it was really hard for me to get over that. I felt ugly. This is like a time that I really hated my body. So it was kind of a rough 2 months. It was November, December. I was feeling that way, but I reached out to somebody. Her name is Bella Verta, and I went through a beauty reformation program, which was great. But anyway, while I was laying up in bed after this reconstruction, I started to get little whispers about starting a non-for-profit program, and it would be for breast cancer patients that would help women get to their appointments. So, one of the things that I'm so grateful for is that I never had to worry about how I was going to get someplace, because my sister took me to every chemo appointment. So here in Las Vegas, we don't have great health care, not always. And we don't have, like I said, these cancer rooms just look like a concentration camp. And I'm shocked to tell you this, but there's even signs that say, no, you can't bring visitors in these chemo rooms. And I'm like, ugh. Anyway, I'm not listening to that. So anyway, so my big vision is called the Fab Cab. And I am going to start a non-for-profit agency that is more than just a Fab Cab. Okay, it's not just transportation. That's a very small part of it. So we pick you up and we, we love you up. You're going to have balloons and a tiara of flowers. Like your first chemo appointment is going to be a celebration, and you're going to be matched with somebody like me who has gone through it. So you've got a friend to go with you. And then on the way to the appointment, of course, we do a meditation. So we calm you down, nothing to be anxious about. And then afterwards, I want to have either somebody at their house do Reiki or do Reiki on the way home, just a bring you back comfortable, relaxing feeling, because, chemo is drugs going into your body. So it's, there's a lot of cleansing that you need to do. So so you have a match, you have transportation, you have healing on the way there, healing on the way back. And what was so exciting for Jess that day is I had a friend of a friend, mom, who's here going through chemo, and I offered to take her on her appointments. So she's my first unofficial Fab Cab, but it was just amazing how I was getting the messages, and then I thought of that name, the Fab Cab, and then this woman, Martha, who's just absolutely amazing. Her and I are just so close now. She's my lady that I'm helping get to appointments, but it all just unfolded. And Jess and I just went to a digital social media. I mean, I'm not much with social media, but I'm getting there. But anyway, we met a couple of people that are going to help with the non-for-profit agency. And then this brought me to tears in the middle of a room. A gentleman who is, he's an Uber driver and a Lyft driver, and he went through a major medical issue too. And he said, yes, I want to help you. We will find drivers. I mean, we found drivers. I mean, holy crap.
So amazing. You guys, so I have to say, like, after Angie and I had our conversation, she told me about this vision. She enrolled in Bali. I went off to do a photo shoot, and I met these photographers.
Oh, right.
Who do free photo shoots for breast cancer survivors. And it's just like, literally, like the minute that Angie put this out, made a commitment to herself, signed up for Bali. Like, the universe is just conspiring to bring her amazing things. And I'm getting messages too, and people around me. So, this is the way it works, right? We're not meant to do this stuff alone.
No, we are not alone. We are not alone. We are not made to be alone. No. Definitely not.
We're not. Yay. So excited for Angie, right? This is brilliant. I love it. Getting chills. Fab Cab. I love it. Should be North America wide. Let me know how I can help. I drive up here. Sherry.
Oh,
wow.
My God. That's so great.
Yes.
It's happening. It's happening. It's happening now. Also on that day of the digital marketing, and we met these people. I have these Archangel Michael cards, and I drew one that said, "This is your life's purpose." And when I read it, I cried, because this is why I had to go through the last 2 years of everything that could have sucked. I had to do it. This is why, because I can't help women go through it if I don't know what it's been like. And for the longest time, I couldn't even go in the chemo rooms, like, because I'm getting these injections at my doctor's office. Well, normally I go into her room, but this one time they took me to the chemo room, and I lost it. Like, literally for like a couple of days, I was just like, I just couldn't cope. Just to see people in such, I don't know, bad way. But anyway, I get to change that. I get to be a part of changing the experience of how women in Las Vegas to start are going to get their chemo and have that experience.
So amazing. So you have been through hell. You have physically, mentally, you have gotten through that beautifully.
out the other side through your amazing positivity, your meditation, your brilliant way of asking for support.
Yes.
Which most people wouldn't do. Investing in yourself.
Investing in myself, yes.
Coming to this place now where this big, meaningful dream has surfaced and allowing that to come.
Exactly. And I didn't make any lists about how this is going to happen because I meditate and I know it's going to happen. And my first client came to me. We now have drivers. We're working on a logo. We're working on the paperwork. Like I said, you don't need to do anything. Just meditate. And the people come. We go to a digital marketing. Hello, a digital marketing, and we find drivers willing to help. Yeah. And that was offered from another one of our sisters as a free event. I didn't even have to pay to be there. And I won a book. and I drove and I pulled Jess's name and she won a free hour with a digital specialist. So, I mean,
I did.
Don't do anything. Just meditate and it will happen.
So Jen says, loved it. My mom is a breast cancer survivor. We were trying to get her to move to Vegas to be closer to my sisters and the grandkids. Can't wait to tell her about this.
Oh, really? Client number 2 has just shown up on the live webinar. Awesome.
Amazing. So do you want to share with everybody?
Let's show them the picture. Wait, I gotta show you this.
Well, first, let's lead in and describe. So Angie made the commitment to go to Bali, and I want you to talk a little bit about why you did that. But this is what she created at the vision boarding party at my house. So for each woman who ends up coming to Bali with me for the Radiance Recharge, I guide them through this process of getting really clear on what they want to receive when they're there, right? So like Angie is saying, it's this space in between where you're meditating, where you're setting intentions, where you're really clear about what you want, that these beautiful things show up and you don't have to do much. You have to take little steps to put yourself out there and show up.
Show up.
So that's the action.
Show up.
And a lot of us can't do that. We need help. Right? So Angie, after her commitment to Bali, got even more clear on her vision for what she wants to receive in Bali. So do you want to explain like a little bit more about what this is all about?
So the reason I decided to go to Bali was because number one, I'm with one of the top 5 fans of Jess Tomlinson, period. Because yes, we're sisterhood, but she showed up anytime I needed her. She was at the double mastectomy that morning. She was at the last radiation where we said, fuck you to the C word. And she brought me flowers. And then when I went through this reconstruction, I couldn't shower for 2 weeks. And she came over and bathed me naked with bandages all over my stomach and boobs. But besides her being amazing, I chose to go to Bali because I want to transform my life. I no longer want to just be a dietitian who treats diabetes. I've outgrown that. And so I'm clear on what I want. And I just need to be with a bunch of ladies in another country, comfortable, relaxed, vacation, meditate. And I know I'm going to come back transformed. So I did it. It is an investment in myself because I've outgrown the current life and I want to grow into the next level, which has become clear. So here is our first FabCAD photo. So this is in the magazines. I just found exactly everything that I wanted. So I know the universe helped me. But you see this gentleman supporting this lady with cancer. And I wrote hope here, warriors. Every day of the journey is the journey. Oh my God. Can you believe that? Is that like perfect?
So
I don't know. We might have to put that as our tagline maybe. Every day of the journey is the journey. I'm the living example of every day of the journey is the journey. And then we got here, FabCab, our first manifestation. Every person who comes is a human being, and then onward. So those are some of my things about the FabCat. Then this is about meet the trailblazer. So my next paying gig is going to be, I'm going to be the Wellness Warrior LV.com. So I'm working on that, but I'm going to be doing wellness packages, the cancer patients, pre-cancer patients, I mean, just wellness. I'm going to be all about wellness. So of course, here's my meditation. So this is my next business. And then look at this perfect, I don't know if you guys can see, but look at this perfect, here's a woman doing yoga. Look at, there's nutrition in the background and exercise. Oh, and by the way, I've manifested a all expense paid adventure from a non-for-profit agency called Athena's. I'm going to be doing 100 miles between biking, kayaking, and jogging, 100 miles in a weekend in November. All expenses paid. I was nominated by a friend, and it's for women who have gone through medical stuff, and that's what I chose. I chose to get my health back by exercising, so I got that going on. And then we got this lovely lady who's by herself right now, but she's working on finding somebody else here. Love wins in June, which is my birthday. The best moments, friends. So this is all my love, my friends, love my next gentleman who hopefully is on his way.
He is on his way.
He is on his way, not hopefully.
That's another thing we're both manifesting.
We are
in Bali.
manifesting that for sure. And then this one here is about travel. So you can see, look at this whale. I have such a fascination with whales. And then we've got Bali there, and then Fiji. That's where I'm going to go on my honeymoon. And then we've got wherever you go with your heart. So many countries, so little time. Oh yes, so many countries, so little time. I totally agree. And then here is my health, that I know I am going to live a very long life. And I'm always in the moment. I think about today. Joy will take you further. Let your inner health, beauty, and vitality shine through. That's all about me. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. So this is my life. That's my travel, my love, my business, and then my Fab Cab.
So amazing.
So this is just the start.
So beautiful. So for you guys, I hope you're inspired by Angie, because hello, right? And you know, just know that no matter where you're at in your journey, like, this is possible. That was my intention for this webinar, is that for those of you listening, through the inspiration of this phenomenal woman, you really get that, number one, life is short. You know, like I keep saying, as I'm talking to these women who are interested in the Radiance Recharge Retreat, like, you know, are you gonna, when you're on your deathbed, which we all are going to, that's the only thing that's guaranteed, is that we're gonna die, is it going to be a question of, I wish I would have bought that house. I wish I would have bought that car. I wish I would have, you know, taken more class. But it's not about that. It's about those moments of, like, usually people are saying, I wish I would have spoke my truth. I wish I would have connected more. I wish I would have loved deeper. I wish I would have seen the world. So for me, what my passion is bringing women to these amazing places in a sacred sisterhood where they can see the world, but not just take a vacation, because anybody can do that. You can go on your own and go to Bali. You can go to Fiji. But if you really want a transformational retreat where you are, maybe you're already clear on your desire and your big meaningful dream, like Angie is, and then the activities that I facilitate, the experience that we create together is going to support you in manifesting that quicker, getting even more clarity on it, setting more intentions. But maybe you're not quite sure, right, what your dreams are. A lot of people are not sure. And we're in this place of, like, confusion. We don't know what our purpose is, right? We're not asking that question. What is my purpose? What is my purpose? We don't even know what we really, really want. So if that is you, that's okay too. Angie is phenomenal and has received these messages. Like, you know, but she also went through this major transformation. So no matter what you're going through, I just want to make sure you know that anything is possible, no matter what stage of transformation you're in. And so
I want to first ask you, Angie, because I think this will inspire people, is like, what's your biggest reason for wanting to go on this retreat? Like the big one, like the deep, like.
So I love women connections, not in a romantic way, right? So my biggest reason for going is I need a vacation. Obviously, I've been through 2 years of, tremendous stuff. So it is a vacation, but I know it's not just going to be a vacation. That with my relaxation time, meditation time, I can't even imagine what's going to transpire, but I know it's going to be big. Mm-hmm. So you and vacation are the two biggest pulls. Mm. And then I just am surrendering to the universe to just let, I'm just going to go there surrendered, show up authentically, keep my meditation. And I know that whatever I need to know or learn or incorporate, I just know it's going to be there. So I'm not even going with expectations. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm just trusting. Going. Exactly. I'm trusting. I mean,
and you mentioned the sisterhood, like being around women. So what's that about for you?
Well, one of the real big lessons that I learned through this is you don't have to do it alone. And I love getting support and I love giving support. And so, I know that whoever shows up on the trip is perfect and that we will have a lifelong bond. My two Chopra Center ladies who I met 3 years ago are on the call cheering me on about what I'm going through. And those two ladies knew me pre-disease and post-disease. And, that's just one example. Yeah. My high school friends showing up for me, my sister showing up for me, you guys. There was a time during radiation that I was so physically exhausted that these ladies prepared meals for me, delivered meals to me. And all I had to do was express what was going on to one lady. And she got on with all the other ladies and said, Angie's, she's having a hard time. We need to chip in. And from the hand on my shoulder to the manifestation in the middle of the night, I love getting that. And so therefore I'm going to be giving that, it's like,
and beautiful. So many women don't have that. Like one thing I hear so much is that women are desiring a deeper connection with each other. And we've been wounded for a really long time to believe that we are each other's competition, right? Yes. And that goes way back into the days when we were property. And when that other woman over there was your security that you needed, and she was going to take the guy that you were hoping to be with. And so I say that for you to understand that there's this new level of transformation happening for women who are ready. And if you're watching this, you are ready to be in a group of women that loves you unconditionally. One of the girls who just signed up for Bali for the Radiance Recharge Retreat was so afraid of being judged. That was one of her main concerns and questions for me. And I assured her that that's one of the reasons I do calls with women, is to make sure that the women who are coming on this journey are like Angie, just unconditional love and support, no matter what you're going through, no matter who you are, what you've done. Like, we love you no matter what. And women need that. So,
yes. And Jennifer, the other lady who's on the call, because of her, I met these ladies. So if you don't have this kind of group, you just need to set the intention. Hey, I want to meet some, far out like ladies who are just got not even having their stuff together, but just who are willing to support me and hang out with me and make some magic.
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys are curious, I want to share a little bit more about the Bali retreat, because we've been talking about this. We've been talking about Angie's big transformation, her beautiful, big, meaningful dream that she has now, this desire to connect deeper in sisterhood, to go and experience, more than a vacation, this just continue to up level our spiritual growth is really what it's all about. So,
Yes, Jennifer's asking, was that the laughing workshop? Yes. Remember, I thought you were Terry's daughter. Do you remember? And you just said, oh no, she's we're in this women's group. And remember, I was like, well, I'm a woman. Can I come? I was just ready. And there you were. I didn't have to do anything. And then look at what it's transpired into a 4-year sisterhood, a 5-year sisterhood.
yes.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Another testimonial to that. So I'm going to play a video for those of you, and I just ask you to be open, right? Like, even if you're like, no, I don't want a transformational retreat. I'm not in that place right now, which my answer to that would be okay. And we're always in a state of transformation. So I just ask you, watch this video. I made a video about the retreat that'll give you a little bit more of an idea of what type of woman this is for. And regardless, it's going to inspire you. It's a pretty cool video. I really
Oh, I can't wait to
just
see it.
channeled this message. Oh, you haven't even seen it?
I don't think so.
Wow. So I used it last year. This is my second year doing the Radiance Recharge Retreat. So I'm going to load that right now, and we're going to go away for a few minutes, and then we will be back. All right, guys, we're back. Angie and I are over here like, oh my God, we can't wait. We're just so giddy. So I hope you guys liked that video and you were inspired by it. If you're feeling like, yes, Jess, I want to have a conversation with you. I'm so inspired by Angie. I want to be around an amazing group of women. I want to learn how to let go of all the expectations of what I should be doing and really, like Angie's doing, transform your life and discover what you really, really want. Go after your big, meaningful dreams. That's what this retreat is about. And that is what I support you in when you sign up. So the way that it works, as I mentioned, is if you are interested, you can apply. So I'm going to pop in an offer right now that you will be able to see. And it's an application. So the application, all it is like 5 questions for you to answer, and I will receive that application directly. It's totally confidential, only I see it, and through that application, I read your answers and determine if you look like a possible fit for the Radiance Recharge. And then if you, regardless, I will email you and let you know. And if you are looking like a possible fit, like this could benefit you, I'll send you a link to my calendar and we'll just have a 1-hour conversation where I get to support you in getting clarity around what you would want to receive in Bali, if it's a right fit for you. And then together we make the decision as to if you want to invest in this transformational experience for yourself. So if you're like, yes, Jess, I want to have a conversation with you, I want to explore what this is all about, just click the apply now button and you'll be taken directly to that application. Okay.
Oh my God, that's a great photo.
Yeah, so that photo, that's from last year's retreat.
Wow.
And we go to the Holy Springs
that.
Water Temple. And that's us bathing in the water, just using it as a way of our transformation. I just read that that temple was built in 900 AD.
900.
That's how old it is. 900 AD. Yeah.
Oh,
so like
AD.
after death.
Wow.
So 900. Like what year are we in?
Can't wait.
Was a long time
Can't
ago.
wait to be in that.
And the Balinese believe that that water was just like from God, like straight from God. So that's
God's
why
water.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. He's
Yeah.
pulling me there.
So that's why that is such a magical experience. So great. So if you're wanting to apply right now, you can do that. And I want to share with you just a little bit more about what this retreat includes, what the experience is like. So I'm going to screen share with you guys right now and take you to the retreat webpage. So you're going to see a whole bunch of crazy screens right now popping up. So please let me know in the chat box if you can see this. If you can see me, that's me, the Radiance Recharge, Bali. If somebody could comment on the chat box and just let me know if you can see all the crazy screens, that would be really helpful. Great. Thank you, Diana. Thank you.
Oh, it's Chris. It was another Chopra. Wow, you Chopras are awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it was the other Primordials.
Okay, so here is the webpage for the Radiance Recharge. So the Bali retreat is April 22nd through the 30th of this year. And here is the video that you can come back and watch to get inspiration at any time if you just go to theradiancerecharge.com. So what is this retreat, right? So a lot of people will go on retreats or vacations and it's just a nice getaway. Or it's not even a nice getaway. It's people are checking their phones and they're working while they're on vacation and they're jam-packing their schedules with to-dos, and they are more burnt out when they come back and more stressed out than when they left, which was completely against the original intention. So this is not justification. It is a transformational retreat for women who are looking to shed the shoulds. So let go of all those expectations of what they feel like they should be doing according to society, friends, media, family, lovers. they want to discover their deepest desires and move forward with their big meaningful dreams, right? Like, so just like Angie's got this beautiful big meaningful dream of the Fab Cab, you get to get clarity around what is your big meaningful dream and how can we move you forward in that dream. And I do all of this through activities during our retreat time and lead you to a place where you can release a lot of emotions that are probably keeping you feeling guilty for even wanting to have a desire. Angie's shaking her head because how many of us women, we don't even know what we want because we're so in the shoulds, right? We're so shoulding on ourselves, as one of mine and Angie's friends says, Stacy.
Yes.
That we're in this place of feeling guilty and we don't feel radiant or feminine. So that's the place that you are going to get to on the Radiance Recharge Retreat. So there's that apply now button that I mentioned that I popped into the webinar. You can find that button to fill out that short application that will come directly to me if you'd like to have a conversation and explore more about the Radiance Recharge. So the Radiance Recharge Retreat is a 9-day transformational, intimate women's retreat to Bali. So by intimate, I mean that there are only 8 spots available. And right now there's only 5 spots that remain for 5 very special women. So I keep this really small because, like Angie was saying, like, it's so important that we connect deeply with each other as women. And if I was to have like a 20-person retreat, like a lot of these retreats are, I just wouldn't be able to dedicate my time, my intuition, my skills are really, really intuitive coaching. So, and that depends on each woman. So it's very customized. So I keep it very small for that purpose. So you might be thinking like, okay, Jess, this all sounds great. Transformation, shedding the shoulds, discovering my desires, moving forward with my big meaningful dream. Okay, how do I know though if this retreat is for me? So this retreat is for you if you want a life-changing, and I'm being serious, life-changing, because many of the women who went last year, like I interviewed Sandy yesterday, and she talked about everything from she's finally filing her divorce papers to she moved out with from her ex-husband's place that she'd been living in for a long time to now she's making way more money in her business. Another one of our attendees attracted a man, which was one of her main things, is that she'd been really desiring romance for an extended amount of time that she hadn't had a relationship. Another one fulfilled her big meaningful dream just within 7 months of going to Bali. She wanted to go abroad and help people in other countries. Her name's Brooke. She went to Greece to help the refugees. So it's just amazing stuff happens on this journey. So you want a life-changing, transformational experience to connect deeper with your desires. Emphasis on the your. So most of us don't even know what we really want. And so I help you get to that place where you get clear. And to take the next step in your spiritual journey. This is a very spiritual retreat. You are desiring time and space just for yourself, because how often do we actually get space just for us? Most of us don't, right? We have responsibilities, we have kids, we have families, we have jobs, partners. We're always answering to somebody. And even when we are alone, we're stressed out. We're thinking about the next thing on our to-do list, right? So this is really an opportunity to give yourself that time and space. You are normally the giver. Angie and I are both givers. We took the Enneagram quiz. Yes. If you guys haven't heard of that, it's a really neat thing that Angie is very proficient in, and we are, is it called the giver?
Yes,
yeah, it's called the giver. So if you're the giver, you're that person who's always wanting to do for everybody else, right? So whether or not you take a quiz and you get labeled that, my guess is if you're listening, you are a giver.
You're putting others before you. You haven't got the opportunity to really receive and have all your needs met without worrying about anybody else.
And give to yourself.
And
Become a giver to yourself.
Yes.
First, and then others.
Yes. And at this retreat, one of the biggest feedbacks that I got from the women who went last year was, oh my God, to actually not have to worry about anybody else and to know that you got me, Jess. Like, you've got this. I don't have to be the helper. It was so freeing for them to experience that.
Right.
It's so different, right? So this is an opportunity for those of you who are normally the giver and want to receive. It's also for you if you're longing to have a circle of women who you can count on. So like Angie was mentioning, that is one of the main reasons she wants to go on this transformational experience, is to develop more bonds with women. And I know firsthand that the women in my life, without them, I would be fucking screwed. Like, literally, I wouldn't be doing Bali retreats. I wouldn't have quit my job this past July. I wouldn't have made it through my couple of heartbreaks that devastate me because I'm such a big lover. Like, I just wouldn't have, you know? And so if you're desiring to actually have a circle of women who you can count on, this retreat is for you. And I love that the women who went last year are still in communication. Like, they're sending each other little gifts. We have a text chain that goes back and forth. Like, I didn't even know this was happening until I started talking to them. And it's so amazing. So that will happen if you come on this transformational journey. It's also for women who want to unplug. I'm talking no work, no technology, and no responsibilities. And what's interesting is that terrifies most of us. And the reason why that is because we're so afraid that if we're not doing something, we're not being quote unquote productive,
right?
Which is what society tells us we should be doing, that we're not worthy, that we're not earning our right to live or something. It's like this crazy little mind fucks we have. So if you want to unplug and really feel what that's like, this is the retreat for you. It's also for women who want to feel completely at peace while surrounded, by beautiful scenery in Bali.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. That island, I just looked this up actually. Bali's nickname is the Island of the Gods.
Oh,
so it's no surprise that you're like,
yeah,
God, right?
God's
like,
calling me.
It's a sacred land. Right. It's a sacred land. And if you know anything about vortexes, it's actually one of the 11 vortexes of the world.
Wow.
They call it like the chakra center that goes through. I can't remember what chakra it is, but it's very powerful, you guys. Like, Mother Earth in Bali, that island just wants to take your pain.
Yay.
It's also for women if you want to do something just for you. So we've already kind of mentioned that. Like, this is an opportunity for you to say yes to you, just to you. If you want support in releasing emotional blocks, I'm really, really good at this. This is kind of my specialty for the women that I coach, is helping you release these emotional blocks that are holding you back. And holy cow, I tell you, once you shift your brain and you get to this place where you know anything's possible, anything is possible.
That's right.
Right? Like Angie shared her stories of these dark moments, and all it took was this shift, right, of the way that you were thinking about it, and then connection with other people to really bring you to this place where you know FabCab is your purpose. So if you're wanting to release these emotional blocks that are holding you back, from your next level of personal and business career success, okay? So both of them. This retreat is not just fluffy feel-good time, which it will be feel-good, absolutely 100%. The benefit is going to be that you're going to be this whole new person, not only in your relationships and your level of connection to yourself, but also in your business and career success. Because let's face it, we all have the desire to
have purpose on the planet
Yes.
and to reach these big, meaningful dreams. So I like to say, if you are somebody who just wants to be successful, this is not the retreat for you. Go find another retreat that's very just only business focused and is going to teach you like the blueprint for making $1 million or something. This is for women who, yes, want to make money and make a difference, but they also want to make a difference in the world. So they want to take care of themselves, they want the self-care, and they want the success in order to transform the world. You also want to feel free to express yourself without fear of what people think. So we talked a little bit about that, like the hesitation for us as women that we're going to judge each other. And this is, I can guarantee, and I mean, Angie, you could even speak to this of like my dedication to like the non-judgmental zone.
Yes.
So yes, free from judgment. You can just be you. It's also for you if you want to go somewhere where you can reset your thoughts and gain clarity on the next steps in your life. So the reality is that we say that we can do all this stuff when we're at home. You might be thinking, well, that's great, Jess, like all this, I could just, I could do this at home. Why would I need to go to Bali to do this? Well, the reality is that you probably could, and it would take a lot longer. So maybe you just wanted to like hire a coach. So my guarantee is that when you get away, what happens is that you're out of your comfort zone. So automatically your mind thinks differently.
Yes.
It's open to new possibilities, and you're in this place that has a beautiful different culture than anything that you were ever used to. And you have this freedom to relax, to, sink into these beautiful visualizations that I lead so that you can gain the clarity even quicker for the next steps in your life without being on autopilot in your everyday routine. So the last thing, it's also for you if you want to set your inner light or your inner radiance, as I say, on fire to feel more self-confident and love yourself no matter what. So the self-confident piece was really interesting to me because that wasn't one of my intentions last year, but that was one of the biggest feedbacks is that women felt more confident.
Yay.
Yeah, and to just love yourself, love all the broken pieces,
Yes.
just like Angie's story of like the pain, like how do we transform that into something beautiful?
Yes, it's beautiful. Loving yourself, there is nothing like loving yourself. It is so powerful. You can accomplish anything
Gosh,
once you love
agree.
yourself
Yeah,
fully, completely.
I agree. Okay, so those are some ways for you to identify, could this be for me? Now I want to show you not only some beautiful photos of what we're going to be experiencing, but really get you like in that sensory experience, which is one of the main things that I love to put women in a space to do, is just to like receive, what things look like and smell like and feel like and taste like. So this is our gorgeous accommodations in a luxury villa reserved just for our group. And yes, that is actually what the villa looks like. Sometimes these photos are like,
Yeah.
you get there,
photos.
you get there and you're like, so last year, you guys, when I walked into this villa, this is the main villa. So if you see on the left, that's where we have all of our meals.
Yes.
And then on the right is that area where you see the pillows and it's like bench seating. That's where we gather each morning after breakfast. And that's where I lead the transformational activities.
Wow, it's great.
Oh, it's phenomenal. So seriously, you guys, when I walked into that villa last year, I was like breath taken away. It was even better than it looks in this photo. So we have private villas just for our group. You can see that beautiful pool that we spend time in and just soaking up the sun. You also get, and this is very unique, very, very unique, but something that I felt was necessary, your own large private room with a king-size bed. It might be queen-sized, but regardless, it's a big bed and a private bathroom, which is pretty much unheard of. But I
researched forever to find these perfect villas because I believe in women needing their own space. And then when we come together in sisterhood, you are just that much more radiant and glowing because you got that private time just for yourself, where you don't have to worry about like sleeping together and kicking each other, which a lot of these transformational retreats, you'd share a room, which is like, you don't even know most of these people, right? Like, so it's so much more beneficial for your transformation. So you also receive deep transformational activities and coaching to release emotional blocks and discover your deepest desires. So you leave feeling confident and clear on your big, meaningful dreams. So like I mentioned, we gather on this beautiful cushioned area outside, and each morning I lead a few hours of these really deep work. It's super spiritual, a lot of releasing. And these are the ladies who went with me last year, getting ready for our meditation. So like Angie was talking about, meditation, so important.
So important.
So important. You also receive delicious, fresh, organic food.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yes. And beverage prepared by an in-home chef. Oh my God, you guys. I am talking like the best of the best. So I hire an in-home chef to cook us breakfast, lunch, and dinner because number one, I love food. Like, I love food. And number two, like, we deserve the best. And this guy, his name's Nyoman. He is just the sweetest pie. He used to be a cruise ship chef. So the presentation, everything is so beautiful. He treats us like queens. We pretty much get anything we want for dinner, and it's always fresh, always healthy and organic. And like, so this photo is actually of a restaurant that we're gonna go to, but I just love the photo so much. So the food, all of the meals though that we have are all except for like 3 meals out, which is included in your package, are prepared by our in-home chef. So I just love this photo because we're all giggling and laughing, drinking our delicious smoothies. Yeah. All right, not to mention an abundance of pampering with luxurious Balinese spa treatments. And you guys, oh my God. So Bali, number one, is known for their spa treatments. Number two, we go to this amazing spa where you can choose from a plethora of treatments. So last year, most of us did the package where it was a scrub, a massage, a wrap, a bath in flowers, like actual flower petals. And then they bring you coconut cookies and fresh homemade ginger tea, like with actual ginger.
Yummy. I love ginger.
Oh my God. Like, I was so sad when they came to get me out of the bath. I'm like, it's done. I don't want to leave. And they're like, come on. So you guys, amazing pampering. You'll also have the opportunity to have an in-villa massage if you'd like. So we have different treatments that you can get done. You can choose from a whole list. So that is all part of this experience. And not to mention plenty of time and space to completely let go and relax. So sure, you could book through a travel package where you can see all of Bali and you can, really bang it out and like go, go, go. And that's great for some people. But what my intention is to create a space where you actually feel recharged, right? The radiance recharge. And you have time to flow and to open up to these beautiful messages like Angie was talking about. It's like she got this beautiful message for the Fab Cab while in bed, like, with nothing to do but to be. And that's really the sacred space that we create, that I help create for you on this retreat. So we have lots of things that we are doing for sure. So you're going to be able to see all the beautiful sides of Bali. Don't worry about that. And you will have time if you want to go back to your room and just take a nap, or you want to go to the beach, you will have time to do that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Isn't this a cool photo? So this was us last year. I think this was our final day. We all just decided to put on our kimonos that were in our villas and take this fun shot.
I love it.
Yeah, so that is just us totally in radiance, loving life.
I mean, look at this hot, sexy lady right here. Oh my God.
So
Gorgeous.
part of the experience that people loved last year, and I'm so happy to be doing it again, the photographer is coming back from Australia just for us. Her name's Nora, and she's so sweet, is a personal goddess photo shoot just for you. Just for you. And so this was so delightful to cheer each other on. So you might be thinking, oh my God, no, my body, I don't know. So do you guys see that I did like
Topless.
a topless shoot? So I did that not because I'm super confident. I did it because I was terrified. And I was terrified to show my legs and that bathing suit. And I was like, you know what? Because at this point in my life, I actually hadn't worked out for like 6 months. And so I had released a should that I needed to. And so another should was like, I should be in top shape to do like a topless photo shoot. Who fucking cares? Who cares? You know, I just loved doing it, and having the support of the other women is what's important.
That's great.
So you guys will get to do your own goddess photo shoot. All of us there supporting you in your radiance. And it really helps with self-confidence. So if you're struggling with that, like this shoot completely can just alone transform you. Not to mention the beautiful backdrop, right, of the beach. And then afterwards, you know, you get all the electronic photos of you, and there's a lot to use as you wish, you know, however you wish. So speaking of, right, these other ways that you're going to be able to see this beautiful island, there are a few excursions that we have to soak in this gorgeous culture of Bali. And just, I have to tell you guys, so the Sacred Monkey Forest, this is in Ubud. Ubud is the kind of yogi central of Bali. If you've seen Eat, Pray, Love, that's where most of it was filmed, was in Ubud. And so this is just a really cool experience. If you're terrified of animals or monkeys, you don't have to let them get on you. So this was just us who decided to let the monkeys play on us.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm an animal girl, so I will be swarmed with monkeys, and I'll be totally fine with that.
And you know what was so cool is I thought they'd have like scratchy little nails. They don't. Their little paws are like very soft, and they're just curious. So you guys see I'm holding my leather bag, my black leather bag. That's because the monkeys were like chewing
Trying
on
to get
it.
in there. Oh,
They
okay.
were, and then
Look at this one right here.
I
Like
know.
between you two, like,
and they like look in your pockets for stuff. And so don't worry, I have all the different, you know, kind of tips and rules that they say to make sure your experience with the monkeys is a beautiful one. So just a really great way for us to remember to play. That's what monkeys are all about, is play. And then
that's gonna be great.
pretty much hands down the most spiritual experience of our entire trip last year, and will probably be this year, but who knows, we're open to the magic unfolding, was the Sacred Holy Water Springs Temple. And I lead a powerful ritual so that you can use the water to release and manifest your desires. So water is very transformative, very, very transformative. It's one of those elements that just, you know, it can take shape, right? It can be ice and water and hot and cold, and we use it in beautiful ways to nurture ourselves. So this temple that is super old, you bathe in these 13 fountains and just manifest your desires and use it to release. Like pretty much all of us were crying while we were doing this because it was so powerful. I was bawling my head off. So really special experience. And then a really neat excursion that is optional is after your cup is filled, right? So the intention of this retreat is to really fill you up, to get you clarity around your desires, get you moving forward. We get the opportunity to give back. So I say it's optional because sometimes you might not be in that space where you're ready to give back, and that's totally okay. You know, maybe you just still need some nurturing of yourself. all the women last year decided that they wanted to come, and it was a very powerful experience that we had on this excursion to a Bali orphanage. So really sweet, connecting with the children and loving them up, and we were all so happy that we went. And then connecting heart to heart with a small group of amazing women like you who will be support sisters for life.
Yay!
Yes! So can you imagine, Angie, like
Yes.
just us
Oh my
hugging each other
gosh.
and loving each other? And like, this is one of my favorite photos because it so captures the moment of like, there's me in the background hugging Sandy, who I interviewed yesterday. Brooke on the right, Larissa in the front, the short one, then Jen, super tall, and next to Larissa.
Now, who takes these photos? Like
Nora.
the chef? Oh,
Nora.
Oh, I see.
So the photographer that I
Every day?
hire,
Oh,
so the
just-
photographer that I hire, she follows us to all of our excursions, the
Oh,
Holy Water
great.
Temple, to the Monkey Forest.
Oh,
So I
wow.
hire her to come on that with
Oh,
us the
that's
whole day.
awesome.
Yeah, so that we don't have to worry because I
Right.
want you to be in the moment, not worrying about taking photos on your phone.
Right.
Because are you really experiencing when you're like, oh, let me take a photo, let me take a photo,
Right.
let me take a photo.
And
No.
even with the selfie stick, I'm like, is it working? Is it on?
Exactly. So this was our
great.
last day. So I hire her to come back to capture the last day as well. And so this is during our activity time, the transformational experience that I lead each day. And then here's at nighttime, I had her come back to capture
Wow.
our transformational dinner closing ceremony ritual that I
Wow.
lead. So this is all of us with our champagne. Yes, we do drink if you choose to partake on this retreat. It is not a green juice purification fast. We are all about like indulging in your desires and pleasure. So whatever lights you up is what you're going to get on this retreat. So that's a photo cheersing you. And then, so here's everything that you get, the experience. Is it your time? Are you feeling like you want to explore this experience? Do you want to come to Bali with Angie and I and create this divine sisterhood and discover this next level of your own spiritual growth? If you do, then hit that apply now button and fill out the short application, and I'll review it and get back to you, and we can set up a call to explore.
And if I'm not mistaken, you get one day that you can kind of plan your own things, right? There's one day where right? So
there is one day, and each day is themed, and that day is flow. That's the theme. So I don't like to tell you too much because I want you to be in the moment. But one thing that was important to Angie is that she gets to go scuba diving. And so I had told her on our call that there's one day that you get to choose what you want to do.
scuba diving.
So yes, there is room for that flow, and you can make it what you want to, along with, of course, experiencing the transformational activities. So gorgeous. This retreat is designed so you don't have to worry about a thing. Okay. So a lot of these times you will make the investment for these transformational retreats, and you'll have to pay for your food on top of it. You'll have to pay for transformation. You'll have to figure out how to get to the location. You'll have to, it's just a lot of coordination, right? What I include is literally everything except for airfare. Okay, so everything's taken care of. You get 9 days in a luxury villa with your own private room, bathroom, and queen size bed. Excursions to beaches and the mountains of Ubud. So all that is covered in your investment. The Holy Water Temple, the Monkey Forest, the rice fields, whatever other shenanigans we get into on our excursions. Nurturing luxurious spa treatments, that's all included. Your private goddess photo shoot and access to all your gorgeous photos, which alone is like a $1,500 value. All your meals, right? So even the meals that we go out to eat, that's included. But all the other ones is prepared by a delicious, our chef is delicious, yes, but they're delicious, healthy meal prepared by our private chef. It's so just, awesome. You guys, I mean, we were all like crying when we had to leave because we're like, no, we don't want to make our food.
Right. It's nice to be spoiled.
Yes. Also the daily transformational group activities and coaching support from me. So what I say for people, if they're like, well, Jess, maybe I'll work with you in some other capacity. All I have now is 2 ways for you to work with me. Come on this retreat or to work with me in a 6-month program. So pretty different, right? So the 6-month program is people who want extended amount of support, and they wouldn't be going to Bali. But the people who want like an immersion of transformation and to do it in a beautiful location and still receive my coaching support, that's who this is for. So you receive all of those activities, connection with women. I mean, when you go on these retreats and you are with women for this long, like magic happens. You just get to know people on such a deep soul level. And then of course, in those activities, removing what's holding you back and getting clarity on your future. So also transportation to and from the Bali airport to our luxury villas is included. So who wants to worry about transportation? Not me. Thank you. So we have private cars that come and pick us up, and you don't have to worry about a darn thing. What's also included are 4 calls. So we have 2 calls before Bali to connect with the women who are going to come with us. So, no matter where you are, you'll be able to connect with each other, get to know each other, and set your powerful intention for what you want to receive in Bali. So I'll guide you through all that. And then of course, ask any questions that you might be worried about. I know it can be kind of scary sometimes going to an international place, right? But I give you everything. You don't have to research anything. I give you everything you need to know about the money in Bali. That, if you want to bring some extra money to purchase the beautiful clothing at the markets, that it's $7 American for a dress. It's amazing. And I tell you everything about pretty much anything, that you need to know. So you don't have to worry about doing all that research. It can take so much time and is pretty stressful. And then we have 2 bonus post-Bali connection calls to integrate after the experience. Because one of the toughest things, right, is we're in this beautiful location. You get completely recharged. You have this amazing transformational experience. You are clear now on your big, meaningful dream, what you need to do next in your life to make it come true. And then you go back to quote unquote reality.
Right.
And that can be tough. So the way that I ensure that you are held through that experience of reintegration into your everyday life is through these 2 calls. So a lot of retreats that I've been on don't offer that. And it was horrible. It's I wanted that support. So don't worry, I've got you after, and you'll be able to connect in those 2 calls. And then lastly, the optional visit to an orphanage towards the end of the retreat. So, and then like I mentioned, the only thing that's not included is your airfare. Everything else is taken care of. So then you can come back to this page and hear directly from the ladies who went on the retreat last year. You can watch these videos that I recorded at 1 a.m. our last day in Bali after the experience. So very fresh. The women are very vulnerable and raw in the sense that it was they literally just went through this amazing experience. You can hear, this is Brooke. Brooke, was the one who I mentioned fulfilled her big meaningful dream in 7 months and went to Greece and to help the refugees. And she would have never known that she wanted to do that if it wasn't for Bali. She kept getting signs through the activities, messages, reflection from the other women. So she says, just one of her quotes is, "This retreat far exceeded my wildest dreams. I've never thought, being the strong woman that I am, that someone, Jess, could lead me through some of my broken pieces in such a way that I felt truly healed.
Wow.
It was just miraculous."
Wow. It's awesome.
Yeah, that was just, God, I cried hearing Brooke say that, because that's what this is all about, is healing. Right. It's healing no matter what you're going through. This is Larissa. She's so amazing.
Trust in who I am to be myself.
Yeah.
Fears, hesitations, and doubts.
Yeah. So Larissa, one of the things she said in this video is, "This retreat gave me inspiration in my life to trust in who I am, to be myself, to let go of fears, hesitations, and doubts." And that's huge.
That's huge. And she looks really young. So if she's got that lesson at her age, Look out, world.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that I was blown away. You know, I created this retreat last year with the intention that it would help women really fall in love with themselves, and it created so much more. And then this is Jen, who was on this webinar for a while. I don't know if she's still with us, but she says, I was barely hanging on by a thread when I got to Bali. This retreat allowed me to shed the negative self-talk, my anxiety, my stresses, my worries, and just be able to be here in Bali and be present and to really grow and embrace who I'm really meant to be in the world.
Well, if that picture doesn't show that quote, I don't know what. I mean, that picture is totally, you are on point, living your wildest desires right there in that photo.
Seriously, I love it. I love her laugh. I love that she's holding the photos. I just, I love everything. And Jen was one that I mentioned, you know, as soon as she left Bali, she just took action on her big meaningful dream that she'd been holding back on, which was to get certified in mindfulness, and she signed up. And so she has gone through courses, I think at UCLA.
Awesome.
And so she followed that dream now. And she said, like, she thanked me and said, it's because of Bali. I've been sitting on that forever. And she also manifested her boyfriend. They've been together since, I don't even know how many months now, but she met him shortly after Bali as well. And she hadn't had a romantic relationship in years.
Well, he's a lucky guy.
He's a very lucky guy. And so that was one of the things she was clear she wanted, was to open up to receiving love from a man. And I totally get that. So just some amazing things for you to come back and watch. And then there's a special video that Sandy, who went last year, recorded before we went to Bali, but helping to explain how she was able to move through money and fear in order to just do it. Just go to Bali, put herself first, get clarity around her deepest desires by signing up for the Radiance Recharge. And so I think this is so inspiring. She says, if I were to be thinking logically, this is a wrong time to be spending money to go to Bali, much less taking the time for myself. And yet every part of me is saying, this is what's right. This is what you need to do. And so I'm taking a leap of faith.
Yay, Sandy.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, like I said earlier, she is now making way more money in her business. She couldn't even sustain herself before. She said this on our webinar yesterday, so I'm just repeating her own words, that now she can sustain herself in her business. So she invested the money, but guess what? She got returned from the universe, like,
totally.
You know, triple fold. I don't know the amount fold, but I'm guessing it's, you know, she got
minimum.
Yeah,
triple.
she got the return.
Yeah.
And then she got the confidence to move out from her ex-husband. They were separated, and really, again, get her own place. So she is just on fire. One of the things that I love that she says is she cannot wear black anymore. Like she still does, but she's like, feels weird when she wears it. She just wants to wear
look
color.
at that photo. I mean, look at her, like,
right.
Here I come, world.
Totally.
You better get on board. Get behind me.
Totally. So, and then you can read through on your own time all your Bali questions, answers, or anything that you might be questioning. One of the things that I will point out is you might be asking, okay, Jess, this sounds amazing. This sounds phenomenal. How much is it? And isn't that funny? Because that's usually the question that we go to in order to make a decision. And so my reason for not putting the investment on this website is because I don't want you to make a decision based on the money. And I want to make sure that you are actually a fit for this retreat, because I need to make sure too that I'm not doing you a disservice by just accepting your hard-earned cash, you know, and taking this investment and just saying like, sure, anybody come. And so I do that because we tend to make quick decisions based on the investment, right? So it doesn't matter if it was $1,000 or if it was $10,000. You would probably see that investment and just create reasons why you weren't worthy of making the investment. So I stand strong for getting you clarity first on, do you want this?
Do you want this for yourself? Do you want to experience the next level in your spiritual growth? Do you want to get clear on your desires? Do you want to shed those shoulds and move forward with your big, meaningful dreams? And we do that on the call together. And then you get to make a decision. If I feel like you're a fit, you feel like you're a fit, to join this glorious divine sisterhood with Angie and I, and the other women who are coming to Bali, and make that decision based on your desire, not just on the price tag. Okay, so you can come back and read these other facts. You can read a little bit more about me. Just a few things about me. I produced this Bali retreat last year. It was so amazing. I'm doing it again this year. I've been in events, producing events for over 15 years. So I've done corporate events, community events, produced my own successful events locally here in Las Vegas. So I got a lot of event experience professionally and for my own business. And I used to work for one of the most profitable airlines in the world for 6.5 years. So I kind of know a thing or two about travel and how to do it really well. I've also been featured on NPR as a expert in my field of non-traditional methods of coaching based around really helping release emotional blocks and putting yourself first. And I was featured as one of the top 5 empowered female entrepreneurs in Las Vegas Luxury Magazine, which was a really cool honor. And then lastly, just something to know, I have been on live TV as a me time expert for the Las Vegas NBC business show here locally. So few things, if you're curious what qualifies me, and I've been doing private and group coaching for, I guess, almost 3 years now. So just a few things about me. I'm going to come back to the Hangout and invite you. Stop screen sharing. Hello. Okay. Can everybody see us? I hope everybody can see us. Oh my gosh, we still have Sherry and Diana with us. How awesome. Thank you guys for staying. And so Sherry says I have to run, so yay.
Thanks, Sherry.
Thank you guys so much for your time. This is just amazing. Again, I think that offer is probably still popped up on the screen. You can hit that apply now button. Your application will go directly to me. And I invite you, just don't hold back. If you feel like this is calling you and you want to be with this amazing woman, live and in person,
live and in person,
me and the other women that are coming with us in this intimate group, it would just be an honor to support you in a conversation after you apply. So bye, Sherry. Bye, guys. Looks wonderful. If you cannot see that application link, again, you can find it at theradiancerecharge.com. Diana looks amazing. Thank you. Yes, Diana, it is amazing. I'm going to type in the chat box, the Radiance Recharge.com. Do you want to get Alex? I mean, we've gone for a long time, but you can totally get him. Okay, Angie's going to get her son for anybody who does want to stay on with us. And so you get to meet him.
Alex, come on down.
And you get to be shown something really, really special.
Get on the Google Hangout, my son.
And thank you guys so much for sharing this time with us. It's been really sacred and special.
Come on.
All right.
Come on over. Get in the middle. Say hi to everybody.
Get in the middle, Alex? No? Oh, you want to sit on the side? So this is Alex.
Hi.
We just wanted to celebrate with him. Do you want him to get the sign?
Yeah, go get the sign. And this is Bruno, our little guy. Kind of look like those monkeys in the... Oh, no, not that sign. The other one. The other one.
Oh, other one.
Oops. So Alex was the first person to know about the Fab Cab. Or maybe it was Jess. I don't know who I told first. I can't remember.
Maybe Alex.
Come on.
Okay.
Now.
So here we go.
Oops.
Oh, can you see
This
it?
is what me and my dad made.
Yeah, there we go.
Can you see? You can see it.
My mom is cancer free.
That's what me and my dad did.
Yay!
Yep, we had a party after I found out. I got a scan and that there was no existence of those abnormal cells. We had a party.
Yes, and healing is possible for you all too. And this amazing woman is going to change the face of what that looks like, no matter
Yes.
what you're going through.
And Alex won't see me for 2 weeks when I'm in Bali, but he's gonna be with his dad, so they'll have some man time together.
man bonding.
And and me going there is an investment in me, and I'm just gonna come back bigger and better. So life is gonna be great.
Yeah, that's a good point for like moms who are, kind of struggling
Yes.
with leaving their kids.
Your kids will make it 2 weeks without you. It's actually a good experience for them. They'll miss you more, number one, and number
You miss your
two,
mom.
Yeah,
they might grow
yes,
up.
I would.
They might grow up a little bit in that time, and
And she's done such a good job raising you that you'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
See?
Exactly.
Plus, my dad has like my bike, and
You'll have a bike.
there's internet now. I got a computer.
He's got internet in his
Yeah.
house now. I mean, life is good. And Bruno will miss me too.
Happy mom, happy life. Yes, Diana. And Diana wants to know how old you are.
I am 9 years old.
9 years
I
old.
just turned 9 January 10th.
Cool. You're a January baby like me.
How? When's your birthday?
January 23rd.
That's 13 days away from mine.
Yep.
That's one of my pen pals' birthdays.
Oh, really?
23rd.
Cool. All right,
Okay.
guys. Well, we're going to say bye. Love
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
See you later. Mwah.
Bye bye.